Ryan, 25 years old. A quiet man with a soft smile and heavy eyes. To most people, he looked fine. Ordinary, polite, the kind of guy you'd pass in a coffee shop and not think twice about. But inside, Ryan was carrying more than most people could imagine. You see, healing is invisible, and pain doesn't always scream. Sometimes, it sits beside you in silence. Just 2 years ago, Ryan's world had collapsed. His younger brother, his best friend, died suddenly in a motorcycle accident. One phone call, and everything changed. The future they planned, the silly jokes, the shared playlists, movie nights, long drives, gone, just gone. Grief didn't hit Ryan like a storm. It came like a slow leak. Every day, a little more drained from him. Sleep slipped away. His appetite vanished. The smile he wore, a mask. He tried to carry on, go to work, meet friends, say I'm fine, but deep inside, he wasn't okay. And eventually, he stopped pretending. He quit his job, stopped replying to texts. He deleted social media. Some friends drifted away. Others said, you need to move on. But grief isn't a switch. It's a shadow. It follows you, even when the sun is shining. One day, Ryan found himself sitting on the floor of his room, surrounded by dirty laundry and unopened mail, holding a picture of his brother. He whispered, "How do I live without you?" There was no answer, just silence, and the hum of the ceiling fan above him. That night, something broke, or maybe, something cracked open. He picked up his journal, the one he hadn't touched in months, and started to write. Not poetry, not deep reflections, just truth. I miss you, I'm tired, I don't know who I am anymore. The pages soaked his sorrow, and somehow writing helped him breathe. From that night on, Ryan made a quiet promise to himself. He wasn't going to rush, he wasn't going to pretend, he was just going to try. Try to wake up on time, try to take a shower, try to walk outside, even if it was just to the mailbox. Some days, he did. Some days, he didn't. But he didn't quit, and that's when healing began. Not in a grand moment, not with some big aha, but in the small, silent choices to keep going. Then came a turning point. On a rainy Tuesday, Ryan walked past a small, cozy bookstore in his neighborhood. Something about it pulled him in. Maybe it was the smell of old paper. Maybe it was the warmth. He wandered to the self-help section, and a title caught his eye. The Body Remembers. He didn't know why, but he bought it, and read the first chapter that night. For the first time, he realized he wasn't broken, he was grieving, and grief wasn't a flaw, it was love, with nowhere to go. The next day, he went back, not for another book, but for the quiet. The owner, an old woman with silver glasses, smiled and said, "You can read here anytime, no rush." He did. He started coming every week. Books became his therapy, not to escape life, but to understand it. He began journaling again, more regularly this time. He also started therapy, real therapy, not just journaling or books. And it was awkward at first. He didn't know what to say, but the therapist said something that stuck with him. Healing isn't about getting back to who you were, it's about discovering who you're becoming. Ryan cried during that session, not because he was weak, but because he finally felt seen. And from that moment, the cracks started letting the light in. He began volunteering on weekends at a grief support center, not to be a savior, just to sit with kids who'd lost someone too. He didn't give advice, he didn't preach, he just listened. Because sometimes, presence is the greatest gift, and for the first time, he felt useful again. But healing wasn't straight. Some days, he laughed freely. Other days, the smallest song could bring him to tears. He'd have good weeks. Then suddenly, one bad day would make him feel like he was back at square one. But he wasn't, because every time he fell, he knew how to rise. He began painting, not for art, not for anyone, just for peace. Blues, grays, swirls of gold. He didn't care if it looked good, it felt honest, and that was enough. 1 year later, Ryan stood in a small hall at the bookstore. He was invited to speak at a community gathering. He stood there, hands slightly trembling, voice soft, and said, "I used to think healing was a straight road. You go through pain, then you will get better. But it's not like that. Healing is messy. It spirals. It's full of detours. Sometimes you're laughing with friends, and suddenly, a memory knocks the air out of your lungs. And that's okay, because healing isn't about erasing pain. It's about making peace with it." The room was quiet, but not empty, not cold. People were crying. People were feeling. And Ryan? He smiled. Not the polite one, the real one. The one that says, "I made it through." Today, Ryan lives simply. He paints, he writes, he volunteers, he speaks. He still has hard days, but he knows how to walk through them now. He knows he's not alone, and he knows that helping others heal helps him too. So if you're watching this, and you feel like your world has fallen apart. If you're tired, if you're wondering if you'll ever feel okay again, let Ryan's story whisper to you. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're becoming. Because healing isn't linear, but it's possible. And sometimes, the slowest journeys lead to the strongest souls. Conclusion: keep going. The light you're looking for might just be inside you. The end.